reading this article from the New Teacher Institute was very powerful. I think often we forget what it's like to be a new teacher, and reading this article was kind of daunting and reminded me of my first years, and then also made me think, as a principal, what am I going to do to be able to support these teachers in such a scary time? So looking at that phase of the survival phase and the disillusionment phase, I think one of the things that I can really do is try to make sure that I instill a culture in which there's strong collaboration among teachers, where I can feel comfortable that the teachers are going to support these new teachers and really help them get started, help them with their back to school night. Those first events that we forget at this point, how daunting they are when you're doing them the first time. And one of the things the article talks about is including what the year's going to look like when you're not really sure. It's a lot. A whole year to know what you're going to do for a whole year as a new teacher, it's just not realistic. So, having good collaboration, maybe setting up meetings in the beginning of the year, or say every summer, maybe there's certain days where the new teachers meet with teachers within their content area or their grade level, and they collaborate with them, and they come up with syllabuses, and they do open night, and basically have those days set to help those new teachers. I think also my school district doesn't have this, so for me, I'm not even sure how this entirely looks since I've never personally seen it, but I would like to have a strong PAR program where when teachers are struggling, they're set up with an expert teacher, that they can see their lessons, they can see what does a good math lesson look like. Typically, what does a strong teacher do on a typical day in their math class? What do they do on a typical day in their language arts, social studies, science, whatever it is that the teacher is struggling with. How do they set up their classroom management, just so they can observe it and then try to use that in their classroom. So then that gives them a good start of, how maybe their routines might need to be set up. And then I think even going beyond BITSA to support the unique and individual needs of the teachers is that I really need to be able to go into the classroom. BITSA is great, but oftentimes they only help come in and observe these new teachers maybe twice a year with their busy schedule, at least in my district. So I really need to make sure that I'm in the classroom, I'm observing, but not in a administrative mode necessarily, but more of a coaching mode to see what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and how can I help them, how can I support them. Maybe I can send them to some trainings. Again, maybe I can have them go around and observe some expert teachers. If they are struggling in classroom management, then maybe they can go observe a few teachers and how they set up their classroom management. And maybe they can pull from some of those ideas. Or if they're struggling with developing math lessons, maybe observing some of the strong teachers who develop strong math lessons, so then they get an idea of maybe how they can set those up. So I think really having those collaborations, setting up a good bond among new teachers and strong veteran teachers really will help make these teachers successful in their career.